Okay, so you will need to find a dowel rod. These are like 50p in a hardware shop, or use one of your mum's or dad's broom handles. Okay, so we're going to lock those arms out. I'm going to show you front on first of all. We're going to do dowel rod squats, 12 of those. So there's 6 front on, now 6 sideways on. Now look, I want to keep my arms perpendicular to the floor. I've got a bit of tightness in my lats and in my pecs. That's pulling my arms forward a bit, but I'm still pretty much able to keep them behind my ears. Again, I'd recommend that you video this sideways on, see how tight you are. Okay, next on to dowel rod lunges. Now, put the stick behind your back, have your hand, one hand by your head, one hand by your sacrum or your tailbone. You want 3 points of contact. The first point of contact, the highest one, is behind the head. Make sure that head stays in contact with the dowel rod. The second point of contact is between the shoulder blades. Okay, make sure the stick remains in contact there. And the third point of contact is on the sacrum or the tailbone, the back of the pelvis, okay, near where the spine goes into the pelvis. Okay, so you're doing this lunge and you're conditioning your body to keep a stable trunk whilst lunging and also previously whilst squatting. So that was a lunge through the sagittal plane. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're lunging through the frontal plane. So this is a lateral lunge. Weight comes onto the heel, hips come back. If you were to video yourself doing this normally without the dowel rod, what you might find is the trunk falling forward, the spine flexing, all sorts of strange things going on. We're now conditioning your body to move correctly with a nice stable trunk. Okay? Try not to let that spine fall forward. Try to be honest and keep those 3 contact areas going. Okay, your final set of lunges is a transverse plane lunge or rotational lunge. Here we're going to do a 90-degree turn. So I'm using my right leg to step away from the middle, okay, to step away from the center. What I'm not doing is stepping across my body yet, okay? We're doing a normal rotational lunge, okay, with the dowel rod making contact with those 3 areas. Okay, let's have a look moving to the left now. It's 6 repetitions each side, okay? Right, this is the bit you've been waiting for. You're going to need a couple of dumbbells, okay? Week 1, possibly week 2, you're going to start walking lunge, okay? It's 12 repetitions each side. Now, in my garden, I don't have enough space in front of the camera to do 12 walking lunges. So I'm doing sets of 2 and I would do 6 of those. Now, if you're finding that too easy, okay, or if you don't have dumbbells heavy enough, you can do a high walking lunge. This is much harder. Even with the same dumbbells, it's much harder. Harder even still is a walking overhead lunge. Okay, but I tell you something. Let's get that core nice and stable before you even think about attempting this one. Okay, I think most of you won't be ready for that in the first couple of weeks. Okay, something to look forward to. Next, grab your Swiss ball or a bench or a stool, something that you can lie back on with your shoulders, hips and knees the same height. It is a one-armed press. This is more challenging in some regards than a 2-arm press. My center of gravity is moving outside of my body each time that dumbbell moves up and down, and it challenges the stabilizing muscles of the torso and of the spine, muscles like the multifidus, the transversus abdominis. Internal obliques are being challenged as well. Lots of different muscles being challenged, okay, that don't get hit when you're doing a 2-arm press. Okay, it's 12 reps each side. Straight on into a 1-arm Swiss row, okay? Now we're going to start off nice and easy. I think I'd probably still be able to hold this position if the Swiss ball wasn't there. But as we go through the weeks, we'll be shifting more and more weight onto that ball, okay? This makes the exercise a lot harder. It's not just about taking the weight up, it's about making the movement more challenging, okay? Lot of work going on here with the stabilizing muscles of the trunk. Again, guess what? Keep the spine neutral. Don't let the head fall forward. Keep breathing, but do maintain some trunk tension. Okay, once you've done 12 each side, it's now onto a one arm, one leg deadlift. Okay, so we're hinging at the hip. We're kicking the raised leg backwards. The dumbbell comes out in front of us. We're going to feel a big stretch down the back of the standing leg. Give the glutes a squeeze and bring the hips forward. It's 12 each side. Okay, this exercise is particularly important, okay, as a building block to some of the more explosive work we're going to be doing with the hamstrings in pre-season. Okay, if you do not do this, okay, you'll still be able to get through pre-season, but it just won't be as good. Okay, please do this. Reduce likelihood of injury to the hamstring, reduce likelihood of injury to the glutes and the ankles with a nice set of properly functioning hamstrings, okay? And we're also teaching the hamstrings, the glutes, and the erector spinae to work together as a unit. Also known, those three muscles also known as the parts of the erector chain. Okay, weak erector chain means you're finished. Okay, you're going to get more injured and you're going to be less fast. Okay. Once you've done a set of 12 each side, okay, it's back to the lunges. Okay, we're going to repeat that whole circuit again, and I'm going to let you guys get on with it. Good luck. Okay, once that first circuit's over, next we have squat to press. There's a lot of muscles working here. Glutes, hamstrings, quads, deltoids, triceps, the trunk if you're keeping a spine stable. There's a big oxygen demand here. You're going to feel your heart rate come up as well. Breathing rate will increase. Okay, 12 repetitions. Once you've done all 12, okay, it's straight into a step to bicep curl. So step up. As you step up curl, you can do 6 on the right, then 6 on the left, or you can alternate like I'm doing. Okay, if your right leg comes up first, then the right leg goes down first. If your left leg comes up first, then left leg goes down first. Okay, 12 repetitions all together. So that's 6 on the right leg, 6 on the left leg. Okay, carry on.